website. So hereafter, all the webinars conducted by the Periyar University will be telecasted through website, and each one can view and get the benefits. And with this, you would have definitely received the schedule of our webinar. Actually, per day we have planned for 3 hours due to data problems for faculty members, because sometimes you cannot get data for more than 2 hours or 3 hours, 3 hours. And today morning at 10 to 11:30, actually we are planning for the first session, and for the afternoon 2 to 3:30, similarly for the second day and third day. And almost all the sessions will be, all the sessions will be handled by the faculties of Department of Computer Science, Periyar University. And just for the sake of benefits of the faculties of affiliated colleges, this program is being conducted. So because even after the after lifting the lockdown, many people are afraid of losing the job, or job opportunities may be decreased. But I think this will not happen, because we are in the era 4.0, and we are in the process of digitizing everything, and also in part your screen sharing, because it may disturb the other speakers. Please, the participants, those who later. What is, and also some of the applications of intelligence. And because in industry 4.0, the main component which we have added is Internet of Things. In up to industry 3.0, we have as well as artificial intelligence. But this augmented reality is not a new concept. This has been developed in the right from the year 1950, but rarely people are using it. In industry 4.0 period only, this has got a lot of role in industries as well as, but many people are thinking that augmented reality and web used for only developing the game, not for developing only the game, be used for any kind you will be knowing. And that's why in sense right now we have been offering BVOC 3-year BVOC AR VR program. And let me try to robotic process of automation. Simply the people are call it as RPA, that is software for robotic. So you please the word software robotic, something different. Software robotic is and also if time permits, let me touch on what is hybrid learning. So hybrid learning means most of the people are thinking that hybridization of supervised and unsupervised. Not like that. Here we must be collaborate with robotic, or sometimes even people are trying to control one robot with another robot, but here it is always robot should be controlled by the human being. So because we have certain features, intelligence we are trying to implement, or we are trying to make the machine to to learn something like cognitive process of human being. But even though the decision making, what factors are love to take decision. I think you would have seen the movie Endran. What so we have used the help of animals, and also at the time there was no electricity, there was no machine, there was no any kind of facility. So what I am mentioning the period is before 10,000 years. So 10,000 years, and after during this 18th century only, that is after 1780, 1780, the people have used the help of steam engine and other machines for certain kind of manufacturing. So because in the world, manufacturing is playing manufacturing and transportation and these are the dominating process involved in industry. During the 18th century, people started using the help of steam engine, have started using some of the machines with the help of a steam engine. At the time, there was no electricity. And then after one decade, after one century, after the 1870 only, electricity, people have invented the, who has invented the electrical power. And also all the machines, people have started use the electricity for operating the machines and other purposes. So during the 19th century only, uh, mass production, they were able to produce the items in a uh, 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 bulk manner, and most of the equipments have been installed. So that was happened in during the 19th century only, and slightly we have moved to the digital world in the 20th century only. So industry 1.0 from 1780 to 1870, industry that is industrial revolution, right? Industry 2.0 is industry revolution, and the third industry revolution took place after 1970 to within a short span of the time only. Microchip, electronical items and electrical items, most of the electronics item have been at the time people have started using the computer almost in everywhere. So digitization took place uh, only, and a lot of automation we could do it, and before that no automation took place, but at the time there was no internet of things or internet and for communication and other electronics items. No, internet of things have been introduced only in the year 1999, right? 99. And then it took place the globalization, and now we are in the era of industry 4.0, and future we have industry 5.0. I think that time cooperation between man and machine. So it may take another one decade for to move from industry 5.0. Literature says even after 2035 or around 40 only, we may be able to move industry 5, and that's what the technologies of industry 4.0 have a lot of may create lot of job opportunities during the year 10 years or 15 years. So the problem is we may be able to get the skilled persons, and people must be able to do some skilled work. So this is just the revolution, and we have seen what are all the industrial revolutions, and so these are the 9 pillars of 0. Said the industry 4.0 involves this internet of things, simulation, additive manufacturing, system integration, cloud computing. In fact, we can add cognitive cloud computing, right? Then autonomous system, cyber security, big data analytics. I hope this Internet of Things, augmented cloud computing and big data analytics are now people have started using. As far as this additive manufacturing, system integration, little bit. So system integrations means this cipher physical system. So for autonomous system, I think we have to wait for another 1 decade. Then only now there are people introduced only in Japan, right? Then cyber security also. So as far as this 9 and so in a nutshell, I can say about this Internet of Things, integrating the electrical items in through internet. So you can network the electronics and electrical items net. So control one electronic device or electrical device by another electronic device. And in industry now, some of the industries have moved to make use of this Internet of next, if you come to this augmented reality, faculties can reality. So we can create the virtual world and you can enjoy, and as well as there are a lot of tools for creating the virtual reality. And if you are able to make use of the real virtual reality or combine the real objects with virtual reality, that is augmented reality. Now in industry 4.0, this augmented reality is playing a vital role in but previously people have thought that one reality have been used for developing the games, but after the period of industry 4.0, I mean during this industry 4.0, this application, this is being used almost in all domains, healthcare, industry, everywhere, even in education, manufacturing, everywhere you can see. For COVID-19, I they have used augmented reality for diagnosing the or to find the problems of, or we can say the functionalities of lungs. So where reality to see the functionality of lungs. And then simulation. So three-dimensional simulation is used in especially in plant operation for analyzing the real-time data. So normally simulations may be used for analyzing the offline data, but in industry 4.0 have used for live real data, and we can create a mirror image of the physical world in virtual model by using the simulation. So by using this mirror image of the physical world in virtual model can be created. So which includes we can say machines, products, sensors, and humans. Because if you talk about Internet of Things, without sensors, you cannot have the full, you cannot install or implement the Internet of Things. So because while you, when you go for start using the sensors, lot of may be generated. So the real data must be, we must be able to analyze it. And also in the industry 3.0 itself, people have started using the social network. So through social network, lot of data have been generated, or we can say those data can be processed by in a using manufacturing. So take any prototype, or even three-dimensional printing is used in manufacturing industry and construction. So construction and in medical field, if you take medical field, for having the prototype, three-dimensional printing is being used. So it is also a it is also creating lot of job opportunities for skilled persons. So that you can take it as additive manufacturing. And then system integration. So system integration means nowadays information systems are not fully connected and integrated. If you take business, suppliers and customers are not synchronized with an organization. So most of the time, you can see that some of the issues with the supplier and as well as customers. And also, if you take in Industry 4.0, the whole organization is inter and intra connected with each other. So that means actually our faculties have planned to introduce the different technologies of Industry 4.0. If you take the decentralization, you know, if you take even server, now people are slightly moving to virtualization of servers. So once if you want to execute certain computational, or if you want to do or if you want to process certain data, if you don't have the high performance system, because we cannot invest much amount of money for implementing the high performance system. Instead of that, once if you have the laptop and the internet, you can seek the help of cloud computing. So similarly, the data can be wherever we are creating the data or generating the data, there itself data can be stored and it can be secured. So that's why one session has been we planned for cyber security and blockchain. So blockchain is one of the technologies, is an emerging technology which is being used in Industry 4.0. And and then cloud computing, already you know this is used for you can make use of you can make use of storage, computational purpose, and then sharing resources can be shared across, right? There is no limited boundary. So with the advanced cloud computing, more machines and servers are deployed on the cloud. And now in Industry 4.0 era, people are trying to have the cognitive cloud computing. So which is one of the emerging research area also. So because suppose if I say, many people may not agree, computer science, computer applications, information technology, but you cannot do much research in computer applications, because where the people are concentrating on automation and digitization. But whereas if you want to do research, sometimes we have to integrate the computer applications as well as this science, then only you can do fruitful research. And then for autonomous system, as I said earlier, it will take time. So that means you know the robo can handle the complex tasks that are difficult for human beings. So because uh, uh, systems are you know the features of computer, so memory, speed, accuracy, etc. But in decision taking, human beings are good enough. You cannot believe the system. So what, that's what I said in the introduction. And cyber security already we talked, and big data analytics, you know, Industry 4.0, it is a collection of we are able to generate large amount of data Even you can take the example of smart cities or smart factories, smart home, where it involves a lot of sensors. And once if you make use of the sensors, a huge amount of data may be generated, and we must be able to process the data. You know, we are very, very rich in data, but very poor in knowledge. So sometimes if you take this social net data, or you can, if you take any kind of email, these things are unstructured data, and we must be able to process it, right? So here main goal is to allow real-time decision making. Real-time decision making is a main objective of our for computer science people. And these are the 9 pillars of Industry 4.0. Almost these are all related to almost computer science. So because if you go to industry, for any kind of process, people are interested in making the digitization, or we can say automation. And many people are thinking that if they go for more and more automation, and a lot of people may lose the job. No. So because every day we are having lot of issues. You take COVID-19. You know, a lot of scientists are there, and even the people have received a lot of awards, you know, the highest awards. And any biologist or no computer science, or no people are able to identify the vaccine so far, or some kind of early detection. So definitely the automation, as far as literature is concerned, automation may create a lot of jobs, because every day our lifestyle is changing. And understand that before industry age, everything have been done by the people, as I said, and with the help of animal only. So outcome is the handmade work. And in industry 1.0, machines have been introduced for manufacturing, but for distribution, as I said, for transportation and other, people have only people and animal, with the help of animal, they carried out some of the jobs. And during the industry 2.0 only, electrical energy as a main driver and assembly line process started. And during industry 3.0, automated a lot of things, and we are able to use automation, and with the help of robotics and computers. Now in the era of artificial intelligence, and we have so far we have lot of intelligence system, but still we need to develop lot of intelligence system. So through in industry 4.0, people are trying to network the cyber world with the physical world. You know, easily the computer science faculty can understand what is cyber world. So cyber world is nothing but desktop, laptop, then servers, and then all kind of social networks, etc. And then that has to be networked with the physical world, you know, whatever the objects we have. And also we must be able to network the process also through which you can generate data. Again, the data can be sent to the server for machine learning and decision making. So here mobile sensing, then we can monitor through sensors and etc. So wireless sensor network is there, and from which we can understand the what is CPS. So the CPS is nothing but cipher physical system, and a lot of protocols are being used for this cipher physical system. And here the main component involved in is being involved in cyber physical system is Internet of Things. Internet of Things. and through which we are able to control the physical object with the help of cyber object, right? So in this slide, you can understand that in industry 4.0, we have beginning, we have used electromagnetic field, then that is RFID from 1980s for one decade. Then we have got the facility of wireless sensor network.
Presentation screen not
Presentation
visible,
screen
sir. Presentation screen not visible, sir. Not visible, sir. ஆமாங்க சார்.
நான் எதுவுமே சேஞ்ச்
Sir,
பண்ணலையே.
sir, Satheesh sir. Sir,
அதான்,
Satheesh sir.
எதுவுமே நான் சேஞ்ச்
The
எதுவுமே
participants,
இல்ல இல்ல
sir, sir, wait பண்ணுங்க sir.
Hello.
இல்லாதாங்க சார் இருக்கு.
இன்னொரு விண்டோ இருக்கும் பாருங்க சார். சாரோட பேரு கீழே
Sir,
பிரசன்டேஷன் விண்டோ இருக்கும்.
the participants are requested to select the Dr. K. Thangavel presentation window. So kindly
even-
select the Dr. Thangavel presentation
சதீஷ்
window.
சதீஷ் ஈவன் தட் விண்டோ கேன் பி பின்ட், அப்ப மாறாம இருக்கும். அதை பின்
Yes,
பண்ணிட்டு
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
சேஞ்ச் ஆகாம
Okay, sir.
இருக்கும். நமக்கு ஈவன்
ஆமா.
நேத்து கூட நம்ம அனௌன்ஸ் பண்ணணும். யாராவது
ஆமா, ஆமா.
ட்ரைங் டு பிரசன்ட் தி ஸ்கிரீன் அப்படின்னா அந்த டிஸ்டர்பன்ஸ் கூட இல்லாம இருக்கும்.
ஆமா, ஆமா, sir. So
ஐ
the
திங்க்
participants are requested to select Dr. K. Thangavel presentation window and pin the particular window. There is no disturbance after that.
okay, can I proceed?
Yes, sir. You can proceed, sir.
Right. Okay. So I hope as the computer science faculties can understand the application of RFID and then wireless sensor network. But I think in introduction I said 1999, not 1999, 2009. After 2008 only the Internet of Things have been introduced, and then they call it as ubiquitous computing, through which we are able to get the industry, network all the objects with the help of cyber physical system, right? This is one of the emerging new information ICT technologies, and I think some of you would have seen this video already, but so far I have completed 2 or 3 presentations, but people have have given good feedback about this video. So I am trying to present this video to understand the Internet of Things, and as well as even you can understand what is a smart home, or how we should do the project. So this is going to present is here one of the projects which has been developed by the, I think, one of the PG students, right? It is more self-explanatory. The people can understand. இப்போ ஸ்லைடு விசிபிளா இருக்கா?
Yes, sir.
சரி, okay, right. So from this slide, I think the participants can understand that if we don't have the mobile phone and the internet connectivity, then hereafter I think we cannot live. So because in those days, you know, ஆடையில்லா மனிதன் அரை மனிதன்கிற மாதிரி இனிமேல் நமக்கு that's why we have planned for 5G for next session, because we need internet connectivity with high bandwidth, and already the China and I think US have introduced 5G, but in India so far it has not been introduced. I think Professor Chandrasekhar will will give more explanation and elaborate about the features of 5G, because for in industry, suppose if you want to go for the highly connected systems, so you would have seen this video. Almost all the domestic equipments and things have been connected with network, and they are able to access through mobile. So quite naturally the Internet of Things is playing vital role, and sensors are also playing vital role, and like that we can automate the process and whatever the area. So For example, you would have seen that for door opening, face recognition have been used, but lot of researches are going on in still in face recognition. So more about this computer vision, Dr. Lawrence will elaborate. So for each and every technology we have planned of this internet 4. Industry 4.0, and here intelligence is playing vital role. So because uh, in India also, the government of India have announced a lot of schemes under this smart city, smart industries, etc. And even they have announced a lot of research schemes for faculty members to carry out the research through Department of Science and Technology, where last year also they have given a call for project, and we are able to we can apply for getting some of the assistance from the government of India. So in India we have following this industry 4.0 in the name of digital India or make in India. You would have heard about different schemes announced by the Prime Minister of India. So in different country, people are in Japan. I mean in German, this word industry 4.0 has been coined. So in different names in China, I think made in China, they are using this word. So almost all the countries, people are using the same thing with the different terminologies, and as well as this, machine learning is playing vital role in digitization and as well as automation. Recently, one of the emerging technology is deep learning, and which is the extension of a neural network. And once if you are familiar with the neural network, easily you can adopt deep learning for computational purpose in order to create the intelligence system where some of the pre-processing can be avoided. I think already a lot of researchers have started using the deep learning, and still very meager amount of people only using the deep learning. The advantages over using the deep learning rather than neural network is, if you make use of the neural network, you can have only 2 or 3 layers for in construct while you are constructing the neural network. But if you have the huge amount of data or voluminous of data, so because in big data analytics you would have seen that we are receiving variety of data, voluminous of data, and also data from different sources, and with a lot of ambiguity, or we can say a lot of in data, a lot of inconsistent data also you may receive. So at the time you may seek the help of offset, but lot of data pre-processing must be done. But once if you adopt this deep learning concept, then in each layer you can earmark for each layer for another for different purposes. So because for example, those who are working in image processing, denoising, if you want to do denoise the images, then you must go for different statistical filterings or statistical approach. But here you can seek the help of auto encoder and decoder. And similarly, if you want to extract the, or if you want to go for reduce the dimension, then auto encoder can advantages are there in deep learning. And here again I have one slide in which you can understand, so the understand the meaning of intelligence. So in the previous slide you would have seen a table, but the table is not intelligent table. But in this slide you can see that, in this video you can see that this is also one of the project which was developed by the PG student. .
We are now at the showroom of IKEA at the furniture fair in Milan. This is a concept kitchen for 2025 of how people will be living. The table is a multi-purpose table. You can both cook on it and you can sit and eat on it, and you can also prepare your food. On the table you can put your groceries, and it will then suggest what goes good together with it, and it also gives you recipes and guides you through how to cook it. There is a camera above the table and a projector, and it sees what grocery you put onto the table, and then it decides through color, shape and size what grocery it is. The whole idea is, instead of like peeking and poking on a screen, we wanted to engage with the food and actually touching the food and then working with the food. It is also a wooden induction table, so there is a layer inside the pan that turns hot.
Automatically.
On it with a heat insulated pan, so it doesn't give any burn marks onto the wood. We also use the same induction technology in the open fridge. The open fridge has wooden induction shelves. Each container you can set on an optimal temperature depending what you have in it. So, for instance, meat and fish, they need much cooler temperature than cheese and milk. The great thing with the open fridge is that it only cools where you actually have something on it. So it uses much less energy than the fridges are today. The thought behind it was that the things within your home should help you to be more mindful about the food that you have at home. I hope that in the future people will live a more sustainable life, and I think that design will help them to achieve that.
So that was the table. You can, or we can make use of such kind of facilities after 2025. You would have understood. And what are all the technologies we have been discussing is almost future technologies. Future technologies, or we can say emerging technologies, and even in our for our students we can ask them to do such kind of projects. A little bit investment we have to do nowadays. A lot of sensors are available for low cost, and also we have a lot of facilities. So here sensors are playing vital role. And next one is, if you come to this artificial intelligence. So in artificial intelligence, actually we have been trying to mimic the human behavior in machine. So that you can take as assisted intelligence, right? So still we are in assisted intelligence only. So we are trying to mimicking the cognitive process of human being. So separately, and once if you are able to combine the human being with artificial intelligence, then you can get augmented intelligence, which is an emerging field, and people have started to work on augmented intelligence, and you can say this is the future technology, and now people do. I think computer science faculties in India, we started working on artificial intelligence, but I think after some years this may become outdated, and slightly it is better to move from artificial intelligence to augmented intelligence. So that's what I said. Human intervention must be there, and you know the meaning of augmented. One, you can there may be two objects, you must be able to augment with another object. So some of you have studied about augmented matrix while you are solving the system of equations. So you may have one matrix of order m by n. In the another right hand side, you may have the solutions or right hand side value. So if you want to solve it for system of equations, the one column of the matrix must be removed. Instead of that, the right hand side should be augmented. So similarly here we must be able to augment human intelligence with artificial intelligence. So then only we can have we can think of autonomous intelligence. Autonomous intelligence means 100% system oriented, and I think this may take another 15 years near. Definitely it may take another 15 years to 20 years. Even after if you moving 100% autonomous, I think human intervention must be there. Without human intervention, because whatever the changes taking place in the environment, as a human being, we must be able to understand all of sudden or at the moment. But whereas the system and even if you could automate the training process, and sometimes the system the decision taken by the system cannot be accepted by the human being for in normal system. So here you can see that the comparison of assisted intelligence, augmented intelligence, and autonomous intelligence. Machines are doing actions, but human beings are making decisions. Where in augmented intelligence, machines are doing actions, but there is decision making should be there. So still we are trying to reach this one. So far we have not implemented as per literature in some of the industries. People are trying, people are in the halfway of implementing this, and this is future technology. This autonomous intelligence is machines are making both actions and decisions. So they can doing actions and as well as take decision. But I think this 100% is a well-known immersive technologies. While the world of gaming and entertainment were early adopters of virtually VR applications are now used in many organizations. Here you can see that medicine, engineering, education, design, training, and entertainment, and almost in all areas this is being used. Now this is being implemented with the help of mobile app. So recently Google has introduced three-dimensional, you can rotate the objects 360-degree. You can download that object, you can view it in your mobile also. So if you just give a three-dimensional object, you can see, I think, lion, lion, tiger, and some other animals are there. So you can track the animal and you can take the photograph with real objects in your home. Really, you can see in Google itself. So it is a computer interface which tries to mimic the real world beyond the flat monitor to give an immersive three-dimensional object. So this is the history of augmented reality. So this is not new. You can understand that this has been started in the year around 1950, and gradually people have started using then 1968, then 1975, because already theoretically some of the some theory courses some of the universities have offered. But now we have got excellent applications. You can see a lot of excellent applications of this augmented reality and virtual reality. You know how we have virtual memory. Similarly, this you can realize, right? And the emerging technology is the mixed reality or extended reality, the combination of augmented reality and virtual reality. So suppose you can understand simply, suppose if you want to buy a TV or fridge or refrigerator or some kind of sofa set to your newly built house, and you need not really verify with the match bringing the from showroom to your house. Instead of that, by making use of this software, you can really combine the virtual objects with the real world. Really, you can enjoy. Right. So here I have one video where you can. சார் ஒரு ஆன்லைன் லெக்சர்ல இருக்கேன், நான் ஒரு half an hourல கூப்பிடுறேன் சார். Please.
Chandrayaan-2 is India's second lunar exploration mission. The mission is planned to use GSLV Mk3 to launch an orbiter, lander, and a rover to the orbit and the southern pole of the moon.
The participants can understand that it is a classroom. There is no such objects in the classroom. Only because of this headset they are able to do it. So there is no, that is the application you can realize here, right?
A efficient path utilizing the moon's gravitational pull. So let us explore more about the journey and the objectives of Chandrayaan-2.
So through this video, how the virtual reality and augmented reality can be used for the educational purpose. Again, it is playing, right?
Education platform designed to conquer learning challenges and change the way we look at classrooms. Threader has all the technology. There's a whiteboard, a projector screen. You can change students. Talk to them individually or as a group. Teach. 3D concepts into the classroom.
Where participants are requested to mute your mic and stop presentation. Stop sharing. Please stop your presentation. Sadish, now is it all right? Okay. Now the faculties can understand how the virtual reality can be used for the educational purpose. So for that we have to buy that headset. Then only you can make use of this kind of softwares. Now there are a lot of opportunities in developing the apps and designing the software by using this virtual reality concept and as well as augmented reality concept, and even medical field in all fields, but this has to be used only for the right purpose. How we are using the internet. So in internet, whatever you want, you can get it, but it has to be used only for the right purpose, right? So we should not make use of it for the or we should not misuse it, right? Similarly, any kind of technology, it can be misused, but as far as this application is concerned, we must use only for the right purpose. And so it is a technology where you can overlay the text, images, video, etc. In the physical objects or printed content. So even from the book, you can, if you have that headset, you can view the object. Augmented reality, which is nothing but a digital technology, which is trying to spread and fix it to the root in key segments like retail, marketing, real estate, hospital, healthcare, school, etc. apart from gaming. So it is a fast growing technology which has taken over the real virtual reality. Now a lot of applications are there, and so this is the headset, and if you with low cost we can buy, but this may be taken over the world after 2030, right? And these are the trends of AR VR. So widespread adoption of AR VR. Why I'm telling, even in some of the some of us are not using 4G mobile. So already in other countries they started using 5G, but even now in some of the people are not using 4G. And you know, school teachers, those who are working in high school and higher secondary school, or even in elementary school, without having the 4G, they cannot go for classroom, because such kind of they have developed some apps, and by using the QR code that has to be shown to the student. And mobile augmented reality goes from strength to strength, and AR and VR merge with the artificial intelligence. And because artificial intelligence is playing vital role, just if you show any kind of virtual object, it must learn the features from the real objects. Then increasing benefits of educational virtual reality, and then immersive sports events, adoption by the entertainment industry, the new experiences in the shopping and etc. So these are the some of the trends in AR VR, and this is about yeah. If you want to make use of the facility of this deep learning, then it is better to go for graphical processing unit. So whatever we have in our laptop and desktop, it is just a CPU where it can perform only serially, but we must be able to if you want to handle more data, because through the Internet of Things and other electronic devices, more data, you need a high speed machine. So now the NVIDIA GPU, you can make use of it, and which is being used for to handle the huge amount of data. And as I said, if you want to decentralize the data, you can adopt the blockchain technology. And apart from this AI, so here you can see just blockchain, sensors, then artificial intelligence, then augmented reality, right? Okay. So apart from this, we have rethinking human machine learning in industry 4.0. As I said, a human labor on one side is assisted by smart devices and machines, that you can call it as human machine cooperation. But on the other side, humans should interact and exchange information with intelligent machine, that is human machine collaboration. These are the emerging things. So here you can see the types of augmented reality applications. Apps that focus on GPS data, gyroscope based apps, and slum approaches, which is nothing but simultaneous localization and mapping. So these are the some kind of different approaches and a lot of SDKs and APIs are available that just we can integrate with our system. So once if you know what are the things available, suppose if you want to make use of the or process the data by using R programming or Python, you must know what are all the packages and libraries available in R or Python. Then only you can make use of it. So similarly, here it is more skill based. No need to bother about the programming. The programming is sufficient to work on or to develop the applications of AR VR. Right. Then mutual human machine learning is another emerging research. That's what I said. The human and machine learning and mutual learning in the context of industry 4.0. That is example is 3D printing. And what is human and machine learning? That's what already we have been doing this: information based learning, similarity based learning, probability based learning, and error based learning. This information based decision tree is an example for information based learning. K nearest neighborhood is an example for similarity based learning. And if you take probability based learning, we can take the probability based any kind of techniques. You can take like Markov chain and all. And if you come to error based learning, this is logic regression you can take. So almost we have been following this, but these techniques you must be able to adopt for machine learning. These are the challenges of industry 4.0 in general. Here you can see that new business model, rethinking organization, understanding our business, and conducting successful pilot study, helping organization, and the challenge of change of management and examination of company culture, etc. These are the challenges, and these are the key benefits of new industrial revolution. That's what already we have seen. And to 11:30, and already 10 minutes I have taken more, and now the audience can participants can interact with me. Either you can send questions through chat window, or you can switch. You can unmute your mic and you can interact with me. So I think through this webinar, definitely you would have gained at least one new technology through this webinar, and a lot of opportunities are there, but for everything we need a skill, as I said. By using 3D technology, within a short span of time, we can construct a house. Actually, I have the slide, but you can just visit the YouTube. You can get 3D printing, and you can see one or two applications also. The thing is, while we are revising our syllabus, every year we should think of introducing at least one of the technology for emerging technologies for our undergraduate and postgraduate students, and I hope very soon the Tamil Nadu government is going to, I mean, for the coming academic year, they are going to change something in the English language part. I should not disclose it. Very soon you may get. So far we didn't receive the information, but already meeting was over, and they are going to lot of make changes in the language part, English language part alone. Common syllabus we are going to have it for the all colleges and universities in Tamil Nadu. So I think similarly for that almost other programs we may have common syllabus very soon. Any questions from audience? எல்லாருமே presentation, nice presentation, more informative அதுதான் போட்டிருக்காங்க, but questions போட மாட்டேங்கிறீங்களே. How can we adopt the augmented reality in our classroom? Yeah, we have to buy the software, and we have to get that lens. Definitely you can make your classroom as, I think in some of the schools have already they have implemented, but in colleges we are not planning for it. And if you come to Periyar University, you can see we have a small lab, and next year I think the screen is still visible to others. Answer your presentation. அது இருந்துட்டு போகுது, so what? You can see the virtual classroom in Periyar University. So what commonly used language? சரியா தெரியலையே, அதுக்குள்ள கிடுகிடுன்னு போயிடுது. Resume your presentation. Is deep learning lab available? Yes, in Periyar University we have last year with the help of our present Vice Chancellor, we have installed computing worth about 1 crore. People are enjoying. All the affiliated colleges, people can make use of that facility, but you have to pay a little bit amount of money for that. The university has fixed some amount of money, not only in computer science, wherever we are having the sophisticated equipments in different laboratories, people can recently even we have installed gas chromatography and mass spectroscopy, single X-ray crystallography machine. Lot of sophisticated equipments have been installed worth about 6 crores in Periyar University. Actually, we have given 2 PCR to government for this another coronavirus lab
COVID-19.
testing. Yeah, COVID-19.
COVID-19.
Yes. Can we use RPA? Question டக்கு டக்குன்னு போயிருதே. நான் இதுக்கு போயிடுறேன், ஒரே நிமிஷம் chat boxல. Okay, thank you sir. What is the most important technical challenge in virtual? Most important technical challenge, we can adopt the virtual reality for our purpose, and also you can create the real world. That's what I said. The only it can be used for the right purpose, not for any other. You should not make misuse of it. And how can we use RPA technology in sensors? I think sensors must be used, not in sensor to find good. இதெல்லாம் ஒரு all of sudden low case GP. We can use RPA technology in sensors to find good. Where we communicate to use deep learning labs are the Department of Computer Science. Department of Computer Science, you can approach the Computer Science department and you can get all information. Shall we bring our students? Yes, you can fix the appointment with me or whoever may be the in charge. You can bring your students. You can visit the lab where augmented reality helps in image processing. You would have seen in the, that's what I have displayed on video. For feature extraction and all, we can make use of it. Valuable information, sir. Nice. Where in What is the relationship between IoT and the augmented reality? Dr. Selvakani, what is the... So if you want to control the electronic device from remotely, you must seek the help of IoT, or otherwise no need. Otherwise no need. Then when IoT met augmented reality, that is the relationship, valuable information. And nowadays our technologies are keep on growing, but it will be consuming huge amount of power. How can we create low power devices? Yeah, low power device is another research area in electrical. You must collaborate with the electrical engineer, because even for any kind of research, computer science, whether it is industry oriented or healthcare related, you must collaborate with respective domain people, then only you can do. Where augmented reality helps in image processing. So let me come from first, right? Understand the future technologies and the topic, very useful webinar. Very information, and get the slides for definitely. Let me. We will share our slides, all the presentation. Gained knowledge. Could you tell me what are the benefits of 4.0 for remote area? That's what we have discussed. Once if you implement the satellite system, then they can get benefit. Not now. I am talking about even 15 years back when I was in Gandhigram. You know, the Vattanjatram is a famous place for market, where I think almost the rate for vegetables are fixing throughout the, which is being followed in villages, will be able to know the rate of vegetables. Like that, as a computer science faculty, we should take the technology to the rural. Then how can we adopt our classroom, etc. Please, how to fill the attendance sheet in morning session. I think Dr. Satish or Mr. Anand will give an idea to fill the attendance sheet, right? But don't bother about attendance sheet. The thing is, in the certificate, I think it has been introduced, right? Sir, virtual classrooms are possible in our country. Whatever the video I displayed is taken from in India only. So definitely it is possible. We can do it. But only thing we have little bit, we have to invest little bit amount of money for hybrid learning. So we can have a separate session on hybrid learning. It is an emerging research area. Just I have introduced it, that's all. So the interested people can take can take it, and you can refer some of the papers. And I think to have the autonomous system, this hybrid learning is most essential. Right? This augmented reality is more reality. Is the augmented reality is more reality as the question Puriliye, Mr. Krishnaveni Venkatesh, he asked a question: is the augmented reality is more reality? Satish, இது உங்களுக்கு புரியுதா? Is the augmented reality or வேற யாருக்காவது புரியுதா? Is the augmented reality?
Excuse me, sir, I'm Krishnaveni. Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I am able to.
Sir, is the augmented
reality we can use it in India? Is it possible to use?
Is it possible to use?
Yes, sir. How can we implement in India? Is it a more?
What is your question, madam?
Sir, my question is augmented reality is a more realistic when we take a class.
Yeah, it is more realistic. Suppose if you want, you see, I think if you want to go to Niagara or if you want to see the Niagara, we should go there. But once if you have the app, no need to go to Niagara. In your house itself, you can enjoy with Niagara.
Yes.
Real, yeah, real. And similarly, the whole, if you want to see the inner organ of our human body, that's what you would have seen. The heart, whatever they displayed in the two-dimensional monitor, you can bring the heart to the three-dimensional view, and you can the things you can do it, right?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Please mute your mic, madam.
Okay.
These things are already we have seen. Deep learning is extension of neural network. Is this implemented with more learning methods than? Yes, definitely. So we have to, you may go on increasing the hidden layer, but if you go on increase the hidden layer, you may face lot of problems, and the number of increasing the hidden layers, quite naturally it has to be optimized, and you must adopt the best learning methods. There are a lot of kernel methods are available, but according to the or according to the application, you must fix the transformation function or activation function, then learning can be done. Is it possible to bring to all the college in future? Mr. Raja Prabhu has raised one question. Is it possible to bring to all the college in future? Abdina, is it possible to bring to all the college?
Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sir, we talk about augmented reality. So, talked about a virtual classroom. So, is it possible to bring virtual classroom in colleges in future? This is my question.
Definitely. If you are ready to invest some amount of money, you can do it.
So, how much it is cost to make it arrangement for one classroom?
Suppose if you want to have, if you want to have 10 students.
Yes.
Or 20 students, I think latest equipment cost about 20,000, but it is available even for 1,000 rupees. Just you can view it through the mobile. You can view it through mobile, but that much of effect may not be there. But different cost you can buy it.
Okay, so okay.
Yeah, but for the developers, those who are interested in developing the app, a lot of open source tools are available, and we can give the training for our graduates.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
I think online attendance would have been shared through online PU, so you can put your attendance. What are the security mechanisms are available for AR? That Mr. Dr. Satish will explain about security, right? So through chat box, attendance is being shared, and you can many portable AR devices using only battery, less battery is very important. Yeah, Lawrence has given a very informative idea. Okay, any questions? I think at some extent we are able to discuss, and always something is better than nothing. So these things are being done with the idea of our Vice Chancellor only. That too, this is being organized with the resource persons of our faculty members. And tomorrow there is a slight change. So one of the industry people, one of the industry person would like to take a session. I think the industry person and Dr. Satish will share. Because I request all the participants for tomorrow, you should have a little bit data, little more data for you, because tomorrow you may have 10 to session for 10 to 1, 10 to 1. If you all agree, and with the assumption that we have Professor Chandrasekhar has make an arrangement to Mrs. Lakshmi from Boston. She's a very good speaker. She has done a lot of projects and research on machine learning. So she would like to interact with our faculty members, and you would have seen, I think, yeah, video may be displayed. I think Anand can display that video, right? Next year, for next semester, we are planning to introduce two-year MSc Data Science with the collaboration of Boston. Really, it is an industry academia program. Fees is little bit high. So for 2-year program, the students should pay 50,000 per semester, but they can get certification with Intel, and NVIDIA, and also during the final semester, internship is must. So Boston will take care of internship. So those who are getting paid internship, that too, I think. If they are able to get internship, I think there is no in that there no difficulties in getting the job. So it is a program which is being organized under the industry, and from the next semester onwards, the Department of Computer Science is going to launch this program, and I think all the participants can share this idea to your students. The eligibility is BSc Mathematics, BSc Computer Science, ITCT, Computer Application, and BSc Statistics, BSc Physics. So immediately you should not ask for the this equivalent. Once if you come for MSc Data Science, then we need not bother about equivalence, because after completing this course, I think in LinkedIn you can understand that data scientist is the topmost job description. In LinkedIn you can see that AR VR is finding a place at seventh place, but whereas the data scientist is in the first place. In LinkedIn you can see, so that which you can, through that you can understand that the importance of data science. And because in future almost all the devices are going to be may be connected with internet, and a lot of data may be generated, and whether it may be either structured data or unstructured data or semi-structured data. Real-time data analytics must be done. Dr. Hannah Anbarani and Dr. Radipriya, they are going to explain about data analytics and hands-on training on data visualization. Because I don't know, I'm very sorry, because I'm not able to fully make use of the MS Excel. We have been using, but I cannot say I'm an expert in MS Excel. But many people are thinking that everyone can make use of MS Excel, but it is not so. If you have the MS Excel certification from Microsoft, definitely you can become a data scientist. In that there is no doubt. But you have to spend more than 40,000 for getting the certification on MS Excel. Like that, if you are able to get a certification for any kind of the latest latest system, then definitely the students can go for good job. In that there is no doubt. Satish, can we wind up 12 ஆயிடுச்சு இல்லையா?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
அந்த வேற அந்த வீடியோ டிஸ்ப்ளே பண்ணி விட்டுறலாமா?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
இப்போ வந்து பார்ட்டிசிபென்ட்ஸ் வந்து அவங்க அட்டெண்டன்ஸ் போட்டுக்கலாம் தானே?
போட்டுக்கலாம் சார். அது போட்டுட்டாச்சுங்க சார். chat boxல போட்டாச்சுங்க சார்.
அதை கிளிக் பண்ணா அவங்க they can mark their attendance. And I thank the participants for coming on online, and during this period I think for the past nearly 45 days it is a different experience for everybody. We should overcome such kind of difficulties in our life, and for this we must be able to develop the intelligence system as a computer science faculty. And just this is the video we developed for the course on MSc data science. This is the from the coming ensuing academic year we are going to introduce. And let me the participants, everyone, and the web team of Periyar University for having organized this webinar. And I hope you can come on online at around 1:45 to join the afternoon session. Thank you very much. And I hope this seminar will be more useful for classroom teaching as well as for research purpose. Thank you for listening. Thank you once again.
Good afternoon to one and all. Hello. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon. Please carry on.
Hello.
Carry on.
Okay, sir. I feel honored and privileged having an opportunity to offer a word of thanks. First of all, I would like to thank the authorities for showing a trust and support to our department and permitting us to organize this webinar. I am extremely delighted to announce the success of this webinar. And gratitude is the memory of a heart that will recognize the good one. I register my profuse thanks to respected Professor Dr. K. Tangavel sir for sharing the knowledge of the Industry 4.0. We wondered for your inspiring motivational talk, sir. I am sure that the participants and all present here will have a lot to take away from this speech. We thank you, sir. Love includes everyone and excludes one. We thank all the participants from various institutions for their kind presence and active participation. Thank you all once again, and thank you for everyone. Thank you very much. It's a time to wind up the session.